How's it going, legends? Today I want to talk about harmonies. Now this can work in any tuning, but for today's vid I've got the Ibanez RG 7620 in B standard. Really liking B lately because I've been listening to lots of Carcass, and this is where the idea of this riff come from. They're one of the masters of harmonies in death metal, but so much metal, so much rock, like just dual harmony guitar line, such a cool thing. Now to pull this off you're going to need another guitar player, or in my case we're just going to use a DAW. So what I'm going to do is break all this down into how I come up with a riff, then how would you go about building harmonies on top of that. Now fourth harmonies, fifths, octaves, thirds, they all work. Sometimes you might even just grab the fourth or the fifth, which is like if you do a fifth it's just like doing power chords but in a harmony sense. And then you might grab a note outside of one of those ones. Once again, always using your ears. And what are you going for? Do you want that old school, Iron Maiden style? Do you want more dissonance? So with this riff I'm using the Lydian mode and a Mixolydian. And then, so I'm using the fourth of the Lydian. And so what we're going to do, we'll just show you the first riff to start with. Here's the tabs. So there's the riff that I come up with. Now just by itself, not too bad, but if you're going to record this, make it sound more interesting, what could you do? So what I'm going to do is just ring out one open low B chord. That's a perfect way just to start something off. We're just going to start with that single riff. So while that riff is playing, just let that low B chord hang out and then grab that C. Throw that in because then that just locks in when I'm playing the single notes. Then what we're going to do is a fourth harmony. Simple way to do that. You got that note there. There it is there. You're just going to play the same type of pattern but just in a different position. Sounds like this. Then what I did was I put a bass line with this. So when we come into the two guitars doing the dual harmony, the bass will just drone out that low B note. And here's what it sounds like when we put everything together. So I definitely think that is an improvement on just a single note riff. When you build up these layers, you have a harmonized note with it, you have that chord droning out in the background. I think it just really adds a different element. I really enjoy that, and something I'm going to start incorporating into future riffs. Another thing I just want to add before we go is that when you're doing that first riff, when you go 1, 2, 3, that third note that you're doing on the 9th fret, don't lift that third finger off the fretboard. What I do is as you go to play it, this third finger, you've got like a little knuckle right there. What you're going to do is have your finger flat, so you're getting that 9th fret note with just this part, and then you just flip that knuckle up and use that tip of the finger. So when you go for instead of trying to lift that third finger up to get that note. So as you can tell, if I try to lift my third finger off this note, when I go for that note, this one cuts out. Or does a little pull up. We don't want that, we just want to be. And that's called rolling your finger, or just using that little knuckle. It's how you can bridge the gap between two strings. So that's a cool technique I just thought I needed to mention to keep that flow of such a simple riff, but little things like this, you know, using that knuckle right there and flipping your finger up so you've got two parts, so you're not losing contact with the string or the note. So I hope you enjoyed that one. You can implement it into your own riffs. Definitely a cool recording technique, or if you've got two guitar players, which I definitely wouldn't mind doing that now. If there's any death metal players out there in Western Sydney, Australia, hit me up in the comments. Someone, you know, more my age who just wants to record something, that would be cool, and get some riffs down, because I've actually never tried to join a band, never even applied for one. When I was in high school I had a band going, and then ever since then I've just, it was never really a goal to be in bands or anything. So, but now I think it would be cool, like another, just a death metal loving, thrash metal, just music loving. But you know, obviously when you do bands you've got to be very genre specific and all that type of stuff. So that would definitely be cool. So hey, if you're out there in your 40s, probably even 30s too, I know age is another factor too, which is totally fine. So hey, for that being said, take care of yourself, look after each other, keep smashing out those riffs on the instrument we love. I'll see you in the next one. Catch us later.